people hate Nixxiom now. If anybody hates Nixxiom, they're a retard. So let's go ahead, we'll watch this video.
Now, a lot of you guys already know that I canceled my WoW subscription some time ago, as BFA really put a bad taste in my mouth as an expansion.
I've heard that before.
Spent a while checking out other MMOs like Elder Scrolls Online, Guild Wars 2, Final Fantasy, even playing some old school RuneScape while I've been waiting for Classic WoW's release. It's been a lot of fun playing these other MMOs with my online community, but then I heard the news, guys. I heard that Blizzard was making WoW free to play over the course of a few days, allowing people who stepped away from the game, like me, to re-experience Battle for Azeroth and to consider continuing their adventures in Azeroth. Well, I was curious about the state of the game, how things had progressed since last I had played it, and so you know what? I decided to give BFA a shot again. Now, these are all just my opinions. These are my thoughts.
Everything you're about to hear are my opinions and do not reflect the views of my friends, community, or anyone else. Only myself. As they strictly are my opinions, please don't rage at me too hard in my comment sections. But, well, you totally will. I could make a video about me eating unicorn farts while feeding homeless kittens, and you guys would still hate on me with the fury of 1,000 suns. And you know what that means, right? That's right. That means if you connect your Twitch account to your Amazon Prime account, you can get a free subscription to your favorite streamer on twitch.tv/Asmongold. Isn't that crazy? Man, what a great deal. It's almost as good as pizza from Papa John's. Man, screw those guys that say Papa John's is bad. It's not good. They're just trying to be different and cool, but we all know the love of Papa John's. We all know they love the Papa just as much as the rest of us. Anyway, let's get back to the video. Oh, by the way, send stuff to my P.O. box so I can get to an unboxing video. Thanks. I've always wanted to open a box of dildos for you guys. It would be my dream come true. All right, I'll shut up now.
I'm not speaking for anybody but myself, but this is my story of playing Battle for Azeroth. When I first logged into the game, it was very nostalgic for me. I was seeing my characters that I hadn't played in quite a while, and it felt good. I logged into the world, and I was greeted by this giant screen telling me about all the new features that the newest patch had introduced. It was the Adventurer's Guide, you know? Now, specifically, the biggest thing that the Adventurer's Guide pointed out to me was the unlockable Kultirans. It was in big, bold letters with fancy imagery, and I have to admit that the prospect of playing as the Kultirans did really entice me. I'd be a big old fat, bumbling sailor man waltzing around the world, singing Blow the Man Down.
Big true.
And it sounded like a lot of fun. So I decided that the first thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to focus on getting some Proudmoore reputation in order to unlock these guys. Now, I was revered with the Proudmoores, I discovered, and all I needed was just 21,000 rep points to get exalted.
That's it, dude. That's it, dude. All you have to do is farm up the reputation all the way up to exalted. I don't necessarily hate the idea of rep requirements for these different things, but why is Nixxiom pissed? Like, here's why he's really pissed. It's because it's a fucking like, what is a reputation in BFA? Let's cut the bullshit. It's a world quest counter. That's what it is. It's a world quest counter. Like, that's all it is. I mean, they're so boring. Like, what happened to Netherwing? What happened to the Ogre Law? What happened to Talon's Vengeance? What happened to the Sons of Hodir? Like, all we have here, I mean, remember whenever WoD came out and they had those different reputations that all sucked a big fat donkey dick? Remember that? Well, let me just pull them up right now, okay? Just while we're waiting. And, I don't even have them unlocked on this character. Thank God. Like, Council of Exarchs, you just had to kill random mobs. It was awful, all right? Absolutely fucking terrible. That's why people don't like the reputation requirement. It's not necessarily because of the reputation requirement itself. Some people don't. But the main reason is because the reps are boring to do. They're just boring.
Forgot this feeling. So with the need to get reputation, I decided to do some world quests because, hey, it's easy. I ran out into the world of Kultiras. I started knocking down some eagles from the sky using a rope. I jumped a few fences on a horse, and well, wow, it was world quests. Nothing really new for me there, but I do admit that as I was doing the world quests, I started to get this inkling in the back of my mind. and I didn't know what it was, but, well, I'll talk about that later.
What's he doing with this camera?
With the story. After finishing all the world quests in the zone that I was in, I decided I wanted to check out the new updates to Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin. The battlegrounds were graphically reworked.
They look great.
Now, luckily for me, there was a new brawl that took place in Arathi Basin, one where you fought against AI NPCs for victory. Now, I queued up with this with a few people from my Twitch community. I entered into the battleground, and I had a lot of fun. A beaver! Wow, of course a beaver is at the lumber mill. Let's look over here.
Oh,
now, granted,
because they eat wood.
I only had fun because the AI were just so easy to kill at times, as Dublin, my paladin. But with my ego happily stroked by this brawl, I can say
is that really what the brawl is for? It's like all of it. It's basically the training wheels for the Alliance, because Blizzard looks at the win ratio. And it's like, man, Horde wins AB like 85% of the time. Like, Alliance is not having a good time. So what if Blizzard actually just made the brawl only for Alliance? So only Alliance could queue into, actually, no, they'd have to do it for Horde too. But like, in general, like, they made it because Alliance were just losing so many fucking games. I wouldn't, said the win ratio is 50%. Yethison said it is? I don't know. Like, let me see if that, I mean, I just, let me see. BG win ratio, WoW. Because I know there's a website that showed this, isn't it? Battleground winning percentages. Let me see if I can find it. There was a website that did that. I can't believe it's 50%. Okay, my own personal anecdotal evidence supersedes someone who's a former employee at Blizzard that actually has access to the internal legitimate data. So there's no way that's true. It's probably something like 80-20 or something like that. Well, let's be honest. Okay, let's go over here.
I enjoyed it. Greater Heal, don't think so. Interrupted. Get out of here, you fucking peanut butter looking bitch. Now, after that, it was back to the world quest, guys. Okay. This time, however, I was determined to not only continuing to get reputation for the Proudmoors, but I also wanted reputation for the 7th Legion, whose rep grind never bothered finishing and getting to Exalted before I quit the game.
Man,
I figured I might as well also grind to unlock the Dark Iron Dwarf playable race while I'm online, so why not? I flew over to Vietnam all Full Metal Jacket style, and I started doing some world quests in the enemy zones with the community once again. And it was, well, as I mentioned before, they were world quests. Nothing special, but remember that inkling feeling that I mentioned before? Well, it came back. You see, as I was doing the world quests, as I was going through Vol'dun, I was thinking to myself, what are you doing? Here I was knocking down eagles with a rope, doing this dumb, stupid horse jumping event, killing randomly named NPCs and leading turtles to the water. And for what? To unlock a new playable race? And then what happens? What happens after you unlock that new playable race?
I want to pause because I'm going to artificially extend the length of this content. Just give me actually 1 second. I'm going to put on my hoodie here. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that, like, this might seem like really stupid, but the way I play games and like why I really enjoy games, if I ever feel like I'm wasting my time in a game, I quit the game immediately. Like, this is the same way I feel. I ask myself, it's like, what is my grand plan here? What am I really getting out of this? And WoW never really asked me or had me ask that question. And it's kind of crazy that Nixxiom is asking himself the same question. How's my hair looking? Oh my god. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll take a look at this video. All right. Okay. Actually, no, this doesn't even work. I can't even do the hood, man. Yeah, the hood, it's a little bit too much for me. All right, just a second. Okay, yeah, we're good now. All right. So anyway, like, yeah, the idea of like the what is this? The pointlessness of it. Like, why are we doing this? There's no reason to. That's like, whenever I feel like I'm ever like, I ask myself, but why? Like, why am I doing this? That's the problem. And
once
Yeah.
they're unlocked, all you'd be doing is doing exactly what you're
Sup,
doing
y'all?
now.
It's me, it's your boy Asmongold.
Eagle lassoing, horse jumping, killing NPCs I don't care about, leading more turtles to the water, all of which are just mundane, boring tasks that even the most dysfunctioning human being could do. But
That's actually not true. So, I remember reading a forum post, and this was, I don't know, it was a while ago. And there was a forum post that was showing that people didn't like the Turtle in the Water quest because it was really difficult for the players who clicked. And there was someone that was there who was saying, I cannot beat this world quest because I click all my buttons and I cannot move my thing up there and then go down and click the red circle. Now, this person obviously had no perspective on trajectory or even probably knew what that was, but that Nixxiom is wrong there. Not everybody can do world quests.
But here I was. I was expected to do this for who knows how many times to get a reputation to max so that I could do it all over again.
Exciting.
And when I thought about that, I just didn't want to do it anymore. Because, you know, the thing is this,
Yeah.
guys, before you crucify me in the comment section, I wouldn't mind this system. And in fact, I do support the idea of, you know, a new allied playable race being behind a rep grind. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. There's no social element to the world quests or to the rep grind. Maybe if it was me and my friends and we were grouping together to get this reputation.
Poetic that he shows the Isle of Quel'Danas whenever he's talking about this. Who here remembers the moments and days over 10 years ago whenever you would get in vent with your fucking boys and you would be like, yo, who wants to do some dailies? And you'd fly out to the Isle of Quel'Danas from Ironforge because it would immediately teleport you there. Your boys and you would get together and in a 5-man group do all of the quests together and then maybe finish it off with a Magister's Terrace heroic run for the trinkets from the 3rd boss. That's what made the content drought at the end of Burning Crusade bearable. It's the other people. I remember that so fucking well. I even remember the names of the people that I played with back then. Like, dude, it was so fucking good. Like, they need to make world quests that you have to play with other people for. Like, they need to make, like, legendary world quests. That'd be badass.
Maybe if it was me and my friends and we were grouping together to get this reputation, doing dungeons, doing whatever, like that would be great. But no. I mean, you could do that. You could group up with a big group of people and go running around Kul Tiras and getting Proudmoore reputation, but it's not necessary. It's not necessary at all because every world quest is pathetically easy to do. Why?
Oh. How could you do a legendary world quest? Here, let me think of an example right now. The Thunder King's Treasure Trove. Randomly, once a month, a world quest pops up in the Isle of Thunder that calls you back from Kul Tiras or Zandalar all the way back to the Isle of Thunder, and you have to go through that scenario. And in order to get, like, you know, the main reward, you have to complete that scenario in time. And you have one chance a month. There's an example right there. Here's another example. They've already implemented scaling mechanisms for every fucking dungeon. Make a legendary world quest for doing a level 120 mythic level of Scarlet Monastery. Just put it out there. Just put it out there and give you, you know what you do if you complete it? You get a bonus roll coin. Boom. It's just that fucking easy. Like, why would they not do that? Oh, there's another Mage Tower. Yeah, here's another one. Mage Tower is struck with the fucking well, it would be Sargeras's, you know, but like the fucking long purple dick of the Void Lords, and it's void empowered every single different one of the legendary things, or the Mage Tower mobs, and you have to queue up in there. You have to go back and you have to farm those nether shards. And you know why? Because that's what you use to do the world quest. And that gets you to do more different types of content than the same fucking things every goddamn day. And like, why are we not doing it? Like, why is Blizzard, they thinking like, they think like this, and they need to be thinking like this. They're so narrow-minded with their direction of the game. It's so disappointing, because it can be so much more. It can be so much better. And there are so many ideas that I have, that Nixxiom has, that we all have, that you have in chat, that Preach had that he wasn't able to share, that all of these people had, and they would love to share these ideas and make the game better. Give me an argument for why those decisions, those changes, those legendary world quests couldn't make the game better. Because I can't think of one. Make people play the game. Make it matter. It costs money. Well, you know what else costs money? Losing subs. They have fixed costs. They're not shutting down servers. Those servers that have 25 people playing on them still cost 20 grand a month to run. That's a fixed cost. Their variable cost, yes, obviously. They actually lose money indirectly by spreading out their fixed costs among too few people, and then they lose money. It's... Listen.
Even waste your time getting a group together when you can just do this stuff in just as quick of a time without a group. And so I came to this really mind-blowing conclusion. World quests and rep grinds are boring. They're boring in BFA.
Okay, boring in BFA.
And they could be fun if I was doing them with my friends, or if they offered some kind of challenge to me as a player. But no friends are necessary. No player communication is needed, and no challenge is present. It's just boring, lazy game design. And I don't like that. And so, guys, I got bored. And I decided, you know what? I'm done with the world quest.
It's not lazy. They're not lazy. Like, Blizzard's not lazy. That's such a cop-out. Stop writing everything that they do that's a bad decision off as them being lazy. They're afraid. They're afraid to do something new and different. They did the legendary system in Legion. They did the artifact weapons in Legion. They weren't afraid in Legion because fucking WoD happened, and they said, listen, we gotta, everybody gather around the table, put your dick on the table, and if they like it, good. And if they don't, that's too fucking bad. I'm serious.
It's like, I don't care. And I decided I wanted to check out the updated Warsong Gulch battleground instead. There was a part of me that was tempted to do a Warfront or maybe an island expedition, but
what part of that?
I had already been mindlessly killing NPCs during the world quests. So the last thing I wanted to do was kill more NPCs mindlessly that offered no challenge to me. At least with PvP, there was some element of concentration required. So I hopped into Warsong Gulch with the Twitch community. I admired the changes to the battleground, and hey man, looks frickin' awesome.
It sure does.
And like with Arathi Basin,
Big true.
I had fun.
Nothing will save you, you disgusting hunter.
Look at this. He doesn't even know what to do. He's so scared. Look at this.
Is this against an NPC?
Slow him down.
No, don't die.
Oh, what's going on?
Okay.
We lost the battleground. I mean, we lost it bad. But
Yeah,
I didn't care.
I'll bet.
I saw people raging in the battleground chat, talking about, hey guys, go here, do this. I got my ass handed to me. I killed some people myself, which made me feel good. I did my best to protect my flag carrier while going after the EFC.
There it
It was
is.
great. After Warsong Gulch, guys, I also attempted the Trial of Style competition.
This was really
which,
fun.
For the very first time, I won.
Our third place finisher is what's her face. Oh,
Did he actually win, or is he trolling?
yes.
Oh wow.
God!
Okay.
I told you I'd do it.
But after that, though, guys, it was time to indulge
See, look
in
at Nixxiom's community. Nixxiom is such a great fucking community. Whenever I did this, remember whenever I did this last year? So I made a pre-made group for everybody to vote for me, and there was a panda monk named Pedro that started saying vote for Pedro whenever we started queuing up and doing the different dungeons, and Pedro fucking stole my win. Remember this? He stole my win right out from under me, and this is a pre-made group of my own fucking viewers, and they voted against me. Meanwhile, Nixxiom, it's just no problem. This is terrible.
the PvE side of BFA again. Now, I discovered through the little, adventure guide thing that since last playing, Blizzard had really buffed heroic and mythic dungeon item level rewards. So all the gear that I was wearing when I logged into the game, well, now it was worse than the gear that you could get from a standard heroic. So I queued up for a heroic, I got into the dungeon, and you know, it's funny. Here I am writing this script, and I don't even remember what dungeon it was that I did. I have to go rewatch my Twitch VOD to go figure it out. I don't remember.
We're doing great, friends. Let's keep it up.
Why is he talking in the dungeon?
There we go.
This guy says, "Shut the fuck up!" Look at that. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Shut the fuck up, dude. This is that's a current WoW player right there. What's the guy's? I don't even know the guy's name. Who gives a fuck what the guy's name is? Right, but still, that's so fucking funny.
Shut the fuck up.
But anyway, I did the dungeon.
God,
I tried
dude.
to be nice to the group. I tried to talk to some people, but the Shadow Priest told me to shut the fuck up. And
Smart.
after that, it was just DPSing and silence. There was no communication required, no thought, no strategy. I just was bored again.
I want to say one thing that actually goes into favor of the Shadow Priest. I remember at the end of Siege of Orgrimmar, and also Dragon Soul and a little bit more in Hellfire Citadel, I would never get in voice chat. There would be people that had raided with me for 6 months. They'd never heard my voice. I would join the raid. We would go into the raid. We would do the bosses correctly. And then we would leave. And we would wait until the next Tuesday. And it was beautiful. There was no talking. There was no joking about how Fluffy got on the keyboard again. There was no weak anime jokes or discussions about Naruto. There's nothing. It was just quiet. Doing the boss. STFU. It's beautiful.
I got some upgrades to my gear, though, and that was kind of cool, but I left the dungeon, and as I mentioned, I pretty much forgot about the experience almost instantly. And then after that, I just decided that, hey, it's an MMORPG. What makes this game fun is the people, so let me just try to go talk to some people.
Why?
Flew over to Stormwind, and I tried
Why?
to engage with a few players.
What are you doing?
Walked up to people, said hello, role players, non-role players alike. Play on Argent Dawn EU, it's roleplay realm, whatever.
What a bunch
I
of
asked
fucking
them how they were
nerds.
doing, I introduced myself. I even offered to give some people a non-combat pet as a gift, and not a single person would talk to me. No one would talk to me. Now, I understand, the Twitch streamer, he's got a couple people following him around, but even before that, no one would talk to me. No one would.
Long Dong Silver? It was Long D Silver, but Long Dong Silver. I love that name, man. I wonder, I should make that as my name for my Kultiran. I haven't unlocked Kultiran. I was gonna do that on stream, and whenever I do, that's what I'm gonna name my character, Long Dong Silver.
Say a word. I had to go to Goldshire on Argent Dawn EU to find a person who was willing to talk to me.
Okay.
And the only person that was was a godforsaken e-whore down in the basement. I got ignored and
Wow.
shunned by so many people, except for this chick who took my big
I
black
wonder if you
whelpling.
subscribed to her
But whatever.
Patreon.
And that was it, really. Can't say I'm all that interested in the raid, nor
Oh,
did I want to
Bruce.
bother to throw together a group. I don't know the tactics or anything, so I was done. I did a number
Okay.
of world quests and barely made any progress on that reputation bar. I did some PvP, I did a dungeon, tried to engage with the community a little bit. Was
Big
gonna ask
mistake.
what they thought of the game, yada yada yada. No one would talk to me.
Massive mistake.
And all of this I did over the course of about 4 hours. And after 4 hours of playing WoW, I just didn't want to play anymore. There just wasn't any soul to the game. There was nothing that was keeping me invested. And so I logged off and I went back to playing Age of Empires 2, which is a
Good man. I learned more about more about history from Age of Empires 2 than I did from school. I knew all about Attila the Hun, Joan of Arc, El Cid, everything. Like my mom, like she bought me that game, dude. We played through the whole like campaign. I've actually been talking to her about playing through it again, sometime soon. Like I loved Age of Empires. It was like genuinely probably like I just love the game. I really do love the game. I think about it and like it was so long ago. I was so mad that Vikings were bad. Like the Viking longships were bad. Like I remember seeing like, cause like all the different races had like specific units, and I was like, oh, Vikings are awesome, and like the Vikings sucked, dude. They were so bad, and I don't know why. It was just like, if you haven't played Age of Empires, you're really missing out. Like it's an incredible game. It's like $5 on Steam. If you care about like like the RTS games and like history or anything like that, my friends and I, like we would actually, like my friend Cody and I, we would come home from school and we would just watch History Channel documentaries on the Minotaur and like how trebuchets are made and stuff like that. We would watch these like every fucking day. I'm a total nerd, but Age of Empires is like one of my favorite games. I loved it. Mostly same. Yeah. I've actually thought about getting a like a cable subscription. I'm not going to, but I've thought about it just so I could get the History Channel again and I could watch things. But I turned on the History Channel over at my dad's house, and it was actually just a fat guy trying to bid on a storage shed. So not necessarily the Minotaur, more like the Kraken.
a really boss game, by the way. You should definitely play Age of Empires 2. It's fantastic. Hashtag not sponsored, but
There it
goddamn,
is,
Age of
dude.
Empires 2 is great.
Yo, I'm gonna
So
play the
here
new
are
one
my
when it comes
concluding
out.
thoughts. If you're enjoying BFA with your friends, with your guild, with your family, whatever, dude, that's awesome. Like,
It
I'm
is.
glad you're having a great time. I'm glad that you are still engaged in this world. But I truly feel like BFA has a lot of lazy game design in it. And after stepping away from the game,
That's why we're doing Cataclysm Dungeons. I want to finish the video, then I have a lot of closing thoughts. And then I also want to get back into the Achieve Long too. Hopefully you guys are everybody's gotten the achievement. I would hope so by now. So everyone will be caught up.
and coming back to it, that's just all the more apparent to me. The game just revolves around dangling a meaningless metaphorical carrot in front of the player's face, aka the new allied races, and then making them do boring, repetitive, solo, rep-grindy quests to get them.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that, you can do PvP. And hey man, PvP was fun. You could do some PvE, dungeons, whatever. Hey, I mean,
Yeah.
there's not too much to it, but
Not
hey,
bad.
it's alright too. And hey man, if you got a guild, go do your raiding. But for someone like me, who is just coming back to the game casually to
He's
check it
talking
out,
to a bird.
see
Of
what it
course
was
he's
like.
not going to respond to you,
there
Nixxiom.
was just nothing there, man.
That's a
Nothing
seagull.
was enticing about it. I remember back during the beta for BFA, I was having so much fun leveling up, exploring the new zones, doing the new dungeons, and so on. Go back in time in my YouTube channel. Go watch those videos during the beta, man. I was pumped. But after the expansion came out and Endgame turned
Why?
out
I mean,
to
like-
be as stale as it was,
Like that, literally the first day of BFA, like after they showed like Drustvar and everything, I was like, yeah, this is cool, but like, who gives a fuck? I mean, I don't know. Like, ever since the first time I played BFA, I didn't think it was that good. Like, I straight up, like, as soon as I saw him, like, I'm gonna go play Legion. Like, this is better. And I don't know. Like, I mean, you guys remember? Like, I did the best content that this stream has ever seen was probably like at the end of Legion, right? And like, I mean, actually, I don't know. Like, I think like, I hopefully it's going to be in the middle of BFA now, because obviously that's where we're at. But I think that some of the best stuffs that I did was at the end of Legion, right? I had like all of these different like weird things that I would do with players. I would open up the boxes. I would do the withered training. You know, there are just tons of these like different like little weird things that you could do in Legion. And I think it really made it a lot more enjoyable. And BFA, I don't really think has as many opportunities and avenues for that.
I just grew to not care very much for the expansion. Now, these are all just my opinions, as mentioned at the beginning of the video, and I am eager to see what Blizzard brings to the table with future patches. But for now, I think I'm just going to continue my adventures elsewhere. I hope you liked the video though, guys. I apologize if it's a bit negative, but I'm just sharing my honest thoughts, man. It's what I do. So, guys, like the video if you want, dislike it if you want, you know, whatever. Leave a comment. I'll see you with my next project. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.
So here's basically where I'm at with this whole thing. We're all done? Why? I hope so. I realized what Nixxiom was saying here in this video. And I think this is like one of the main features and like things that I've always really tried to push myself on with my stream, is creating content and doing things in the mode, I guess, or like the idea of creating your own content and actually just playing through and enjoying the game and creating a community. And if you probably realize, like all the time that I've come back, I've been very, very focused on the idea of creating that community and building that up, because I think it's just so important and it matters so much. And I really, really hope that we can do that. And that's been my main focus, and I want to keep doing that. Read comments. Logging into WoW is like dating an old ex. After a few minutes and hours, you suddenly remember why you left the first time. BFA inspired me to go outside and start fishing, hiking, and snowboarding. That was gardening for me. I felt like this back in Cataclysm, so I stopped playing. The massive part of MMORPG is gone. That pretty much sums up my feelings about WoW now. The spell is broken, and now I'm left wondering why it had me entertained for as long as it did. Idea for Machinima: have Nixxiom visit the different MMOs with the noob and teach him the ways. That's actually a really good idea. Sadly, the game was where I spent / played 800 plus days, met my wife, and had countless social memories. It's a dying world. I want to start making a list of things and suggestions for the game, because I don't necessarily think, like, I'm going to start doing that tonight. Yeah, I'm going to start doing that tonight. I'm going to write out all of the ideas, like the Legendary World Quest ideas. I'm going to start writing them out tonight. And I'm going to put, I'll put them out maybe tomorrow or so. And, or actually, no, I probably won't be on tomorrow, but like, here we go. No, here we go again. Come on. I want to help the game. I want to make it better. I'd love to do that. And, I'm trying not to be like overly negative. Nixxiom is the kind of player that you hate to lose. Nixxiom is genuinely passionate about the game. He loves the game. He loves the aesthetic of the game. And I really think WoW needs to do a better job at keeping people like him in the game. It's really, really, really important. Wait for Classic, let retail die like it deserves. It's not that simple, right? I mean, Classic isn't just going to be like, in 5 years, I'm not going to want to still play Classic. I mean, I'll probably log on and like hang out with people or whatever, but it's not going to be the same thing that I want to spend 8 hours of my day on. I'm not going to play the same thing for 8 hours a day for 5 years. I want to see the game evolve and change. Yeah, TVC will come out, but I've already done all that. I want something new. Like, that's what people want. I want something new. Like, I want Warcraft to evolve. Like, I want it to evolve. And it doesn't mean I don't want BC. Like, trust me, dude. Like, I have this fucking, that shirt on my wall right there is the shirt that my mother bought me on the night of the Burning Crusade release. And I have that just to keep my memory as clear as day. It was one of the best days of my life. And I don't care if people think that's stupid or not. It's true. And yeah, you're goddamn right I'm going to play BC. I want to play something else after that too. Like, I'm gonna start coming up with some ideas, and I'll see what I can do. Okay? That's the truth.